Multiplying fractions. So how do I multiply fractions? Multiplying fractions is actually easier than subtracting and adding of fractions. All you need to do is you multiply the numerators. So you would do 1 times 7. And then you would multiply the denominators, 3 times 10. And you end up with 7 over 30. So let's try a few simple examples. So this first one we would do 4 times 2. That's 8. Then I would do 5 times 3. That's 15. It's 8/15. In our next example, I multiply the numerators first. 3 times 1 is 3. Do the denominators next. 8 times 7 is 56, and that would be 3/56. Now, is there an easier way to multiply fractions? Sometimes, yes. You can do what's called cross-canceling or canceling out, and it's pretty simple. So in this example, 5/9 times 12/13. You could do 5 times 12 is 60, and you could do 9 times 13, which is 117. But then we would need to simplify our answer. There's an easier way you could do this. So what you do is you look for factors that the numerators and denominators share. For example, I look at 9 and 12, and I know they share the factor 3. 3 will divide evenly into 9 and 12. So I can do what's called canceling out. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And then I look to see, are there any other numbers that share factors? And the answer is no. So then, we're done canceling out. We just go ahead and multiply the remaining numbers. So I'm going to do 5 times 4 is 20. And 3 times 13 is 39. And I'm all done. If you cancel out correctly, you'll never have to simplify your answer. So it's kind of like dividing by 1, and we'll get to that in a second. So let's do a couple more examples. So let's look for some common factors. Well, right off the bat, I look at 5 and 25. 5 will go into each one of those. 5 goes into 5 one time. 5 goes into 25 5 times. And then I look at the 8 and 12, and they share the factor of 4. 4 goes into 8 twice, and 4 goes into 12 3 times. And I look to see if there's anything else. Nope, we're done. So I multiply the remaining numbers. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 3 is 15. And our product is 2/15. Now in the next one, oftentimes kids will forget. You could simplify this fraction. You could cancel the 4 and the 12. They share a factor of 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And I see that I have 3 and 9. Well, they share the common factor of 3. I can divide each one by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And that's pretty much it. And all I'm left with is 3 times 1, which is 3. 10 times 1, which is 10. Our final answer is 3/10. This is a common mistake that kids will make. They'll see the 2 6s here, and they think that they can cancel these out and make them 1s. Well, you can't do that, because you're essentially dividing the numerators, the numbers on the top, by 6 twice. The reason we can cancel out is, let me look for a good example here. Okay, for example, on this page, we divided each of these numbers. We divided the top by 3, and we divided the bottom by 3. We divided by 3/3. It's almost like we divided by 1, which doesn't change its value. You can't cancel out 2 numbers on the top or 2 denominators. All right, let's try a couple more. Now, there's a whole bunch of things that we could cancel out on this first example. What jumps out to me, I guess, would be, well, 16 and 48. 16 actually goes into 48, but let's do something. Let's do this. Let's do Let's do 4 goes into 36 9 times. 4 goes into 16 4 times. I could then cancel the 4 and the 48. 4, because they share the factor of 4. 4 goes into 4 1 time. 4 goes into 48 12 times. And then I have 12 and 20. They share a factor of 4 as well. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 4 goes into 20 5 times. And you can't cancel the 3 and 9. So we're pretty much done on this one. We're left with 1 times 5, which is 5. 3 times 9, which is 27. So the answer to that, the product of those two fractions, is 5/27. Let's look at the next one. Again, a lot of different ways we could tackle this one. I'm going to start with 24 and 30. And I notice that 6 is a common factor of both those numbers. 24 divided by 6 is 4. 30 divided by 6 is 5. I then notice that 4 and 60 share a common factor of 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 60 divided by 4 is 15. And then that's pretty much, that's not it. 18 and 15, they share a factor of 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And that's it. You can't cancel out the 5s. You can't cancel out two denominators. So 5 times 5 is 25. And 1 times 6 is 6. So our product would be 6/25. I'm going to end with one final mega question. We're actually going to multiply all these fractions, and we're going to use canceling out to help us here. So I love doing these big questions here. And what I like to do is I like to eliminate any obvious numerators and denominators, like 8 and 8. Obviously share 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 8 divided by 8 is 1. I also see 10 here and 10 here. You can cancel those out. Here's two 5s. 5 divided by 5. 5 divided by 5. Here's two 4s. Here's two 2s. And let's see, we got another couple of 2s here. You can cancel out the 2s. And then I have, here I've got a 4 and a 6. Well, they share a factor of 2. I can divide each one by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Let's see if we have anything else. What I like to do on these big questions here, I'll circle anything that's left that isn't a 1. So we have a 3 up top, and on the bottom we have a 2. So if you multiplied everything that's left, 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 3 times 1, that's 3. And then, I didn't see the 8 here. 2 times 1 times 8. The only two numbers left are 2 and 8. So 2 times 8 is 16. The answer to that huge question is 3/16. So that's how you do, that's how you multiply fractions, and that's how you can use cross-canceling to help you to solve them.